juggling a lot of offensive coordinators, play callers, quarterback coaches since you've been here at Boise State. How is Zach different? How is he making you better?
Yeah, I mean, I just think on like the connectional level of things, we instantly kind of clicked a little bit in ways we can communicate with each other, and it's real communication too. I mean, I know it comes from his heart, and obviously I take it as he's coaching me and he loves me, and that's why he wants to say things he does. And so for me, I just feel like the confidence that he instills in me, and I felt like that's helped me a lot, especially this far in the spring, and I just know it's going to get better.
You said you were the first player he called after he got the job. Was that connection apparent from that first phone call, or did it take a couple conversations to really say, okay, yeah, this is real?
Yeah, no, 100%. Honestly, like our first phone call is like we were best friends, like we were just sitting there chatting, getting to know about each other, and then obviously when we got here, just took a couple sitting in there for 30 minutes in his office, just chatting about life, family, past, like everything like that. And I think that's where it's built from.
What did that mean to you? And did you know who was calling you at that point in time? And he said you were one of the first people he called. You were the first player he called after he was hired.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Coach D kind of not really had me involved, but was asking about what I know about people and certain like coaches. And so I kind of knew he was going to call me, and I was expecting it. And honestly, it was just one of those things I was stoked about. One of my first phone calls after talking to Coach Hill was Hank, because he was here when Hank's freshman year, and Hank had nothing but great things to say. Hank honestly said, one of these times, maybe I'll just come back and GA with him. Like, to me, that was cool. Like, I know it left a big mark on Hank, especially, and I was like, there's nothing that I could really think of bad from Coach Hill.
What does that mean, though? I mean, like, he was also here for Brett Rippon's career. He knows Hank. For somebody that they bring in that so knows the culture, the standard, pressures of playing quarterback here, what does that mean for you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just like the quarterbacks that he's coached and the way I've seen those guys progress. I mean, we watch clips of Rip all the time, or ASU. Like, we see those guys and like just they're playing at elite level. Like, all those quarterbacks are elite. And to me, it's just another thing to look at of how I'm really blessed to have him in the position that he is, where really he's hands-on quarterbacks. And that's what I love about it, is like it's real quarterback communication. It's not me talking to a coordinator. Like, it's just real quarterback communication, and it's really a blessing, honestly. Like, I'm super grateful for it because of the fact he's had those experiences with guys that have been elite.
How's that different? I mean, you said you're talking to quarterback coach, not your offensive coordinator necessarily. And that's kind of a unique situation here at Boise State because the QB coach has almost always been the OC. So how is that different?
It is. I mean, it's like my first time. It's like really, I'm not. Like, I obviously have a really good relationship with Coach Potter, but it's just it's two different people that I'm talking to now. I mean, Coach Potter has everything he does to call plays, and I just talk to Coach Hill as more of like my position coach of quarterback stuff. And it's nice because I think Coach Hill's been able to focus a lot more on like technical stuff, like technique and fundamentals of quarterback, and it's helped me immensely thus far.
You cited your long passing as one of the biggest ways you've improved since January. How much more comfortable are you feeling with those deep passes here in spring?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's one of those things that's a growing process, and it's personally for myself, that was something like Coach Hill and I sat. He actually made a cut up for me of things I can work on, things I did well, and that was one thing. That was a huge emphasis. We need to be more explosive down the field, and I think realistically, it's just confidence. I mean, him like completing one pass and him instilling like, I know you've been able to do that. Like, it just builds on each other, and to see that kind of come to fruition through 8 practices so far, it's been sweet.
You've been in the past. You've always been competing for QB1, or maybe had somebody lurking over your shoulder. This is your team now. Mentally, how does that change, and how much does that help your confidence?
Yeah, obviously the competition aspect. In ways, it's still it is a competition, but like you said, like it's more of like for a battle now. And really, it's the competition with myself. Like, I saw what I did last year, and how could I be just as much better? Like, I have high standards, high goals for myself. Everyone knows that, and that's something that like I take pride in for sure. And that's really the next level of competition I'm seeking, is being the best version of myself.
How different is that for you, just showing up every day? And you're not directly competing with a guy opposite you. You're competing with yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really like a huge confidence thing. I mean, realistically, being able to go into every practice and just know like that's really my focus. Obviously, it's been like that for a little bit now, but knowing my focus is being the best that I can just for this team is, and confidence-wise, that's helped me so much.
So that being said, I guess, John mentions the long passes, but I guess what else are you trying to work on this spring?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like our conversation was a lot about just fine details, like the little simple things that we did last year that, I mean, it's as simple as carrying out a run fake. And I joke with Coach Hill all the time, would you not like to just sit and watch Ashton run? But that's something like going forward I got to be really elite at. I mean, just the simplest part of like ball placement, accuracy, tempo. We talk about all the time, like certain tempo on balls. Like that to me is just, it's really just simplifying and taking those things to the next level.
Instead of some of your decision making, growing, what led to the decision of cutting your hair?
It was one of those things that I actually wanted to grow out my long hair again, but I was getting tired of the mullet, so I was like, I'll just start from scratch, go really short, and then just grow it all out to be the same length. So I'm not planning on cutting it anytime soon.
Okay, so nothing like Samson where you lost your powers or anything like that.
No, I didn't lose my power.
All right.
There's not going to be many quarterbacks in the country that can say they have playoff experience this year. What does the experiences of last year, how does that really help push you to take it to an even higher level this year?
Yeah, I mean, just in the concept of a team, this whole team kind of has a lot of the guys, obviously, a lot of leaders have been gone, going to go do great things in the NFL, but it's what we have on this team now to kind of instill the work ethic and everything that it actually takes to be at that level, but also like the confidence and stuff that you've had to play with. I mean, you look at the games we played last year, like we played multiple big games. You go to Oregon and it's like not very many people get to experience that. And for myself, that's one thing that I feel like I can carry with myself. I've experienced some of the biggest games that a lot of people have ever played in. Like there's not people that have played in games like that. And so for me, that's a level of confidence I can play with because I've done it before. So why would I freak myself out about little things I haven't done?
Coach D and Coach Potter have both said, we're still going to be a physical team, still going to run the ball. Like you said, because Ashton just how's it been so far with like Breezy and Sire and being working even more closely with them than you have in the past?
Yeah, I mean those running backs, that whole room, it's just a big bubble of competition, and how could you not love that? All those guys could play. Like seriously, I would be confident. Dylan, Malik, Breezy, Sire, all those guys can step on the field, and I'd be confident with them. Like that's just how it is, and that's really just a blessing because, like I said, like we lose Ashton, that's the best player in the country, but those guys are going to step up and play a role that they really haven't played in the last couple of years, and I'm sure they'll excel in it.
This wide receiver room loses a lot of production with Camper and Strawn being gone. What have you seen from that group so far during spring, and has anyone really stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean those guys are all stepping up. It's cool to see. Kind of you lose Cam, lose Prince, but really like our offense hasn't skipped a beat in that sense. And to see, I mean, Chris Marshall, he's been practicing really good. I love to sit and compliment that kid. Like the things that he's been doing at practice have been elite. Bolt, Chase Penry, Cam Bates, like I could go on and on about a list of guys that Caden Chan, like those guys are playing good football, and it's really like, to me, it's not something I'm freaking out about like a wide receiver room. I know everybody in Boise State fans are, but to me, it's not something that you should freak out about because those guys have made plays against a good back end that we've got on our defense.
I was just talking to Luttrell. He's kind of joking about how he's the old guy on the team now. Just what's his experience? How's that going to help lift him this year?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, Luttrell not being able to practice kind of sucks, but seeing his energy out there and like his leadership, it's real. And like you said, in ways he is the old head, and he kind of takes pride in that, knowing like he has the experience. I mean, there's a play today like we sat and like I thought Penry, like Chase was going to do something else, and Trail sat and talked to him. Like we all just had this conversation of knowledge to where it's like, oh, then we go out and complete the exact same play when we need it to, and that's a cool thing that Trail does. Is he loves to be there, pay attention, and bring juice.
How about Malik Sherrod? He's got a little pep in the step after the catch, it seems.
Yeah.
What can he offer this offense?
I mean, that guy is just elusive as can be. I mean, it's funny. I tell people this all the time. I vividly remember when he took a kickback against us, and I'm walking to the locker room, and he's sitting there just chirping, like talking so much crap. And I just vividly remember his little face. And now he's like sitting in the backfield with me. We'll sit and laugh and do stuff. But honestly, as a player, like he's elite. He does elite things. He's a guy that has a lot of football experience too. And so to see like him kind of step into a role, and he's getting comfortable. That's the best part about it. He said something, Coach Potter, like most people wouldn't say the other day. Like he's just funny. He's a good dude. He's fun to be around. But as a football player, he's exceptional.
Anyone?
Sweet.